Welcome to the sit down. We're keeping it all the way live, 100%. Gang, gang.
Nope.
That's what the young folks is doing.
That's what they're doing, I guess. I don't know. I'm old.
All right.
I'm not cheap, but
I'm Shadid, and we are the sit down.
this is the sit down.
This is the sit down. We're sitting down, and we're having a conversation. We wanted to talk to you guys about marriage, relationships, whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, we're just gonna pick a topic and then just talk about it. Hopefully naturally.
Yeah, hopefully, naturally.
It's kind of hard to do with
this
the
is the
camera, but
first of many.
yeah.
Inshallah. We would just keep it pushing. All right, what's the topic for
The
today?
topic. I think the topic should be the things that they don't tell you about marriage.
Oh, okay. What they don't tell you.
What they don't tell you. They don't tell a lot. Stuff they don't tell you about. Stuff that when you get into marriage, it's like, whoa, what is this? Nobody said nothing about this part.
Especially young and being
Yeah.
married. I guess it don't matter if you ain't never been married before. It don't matter whether you're young or old.
I mean, people talk about communication. They talk about,
you don't have a concept of what this person is like, especially a Muslim marriage.
Yeah, Muslim marriage is different.
If you're doing it the legit way. Legit.
Yeah, if you're not living with people beforehand, and it's a whole new world once you get married.
Yeah.
I think that the biggest thing for me that nobody talked about was just how much you change over the years, and how much your spouse changes.
I mean, that comes with growth, but I guess you don't expect.
Yeah, I mean they don't tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, it's a great thing. Like, I feel like if you're not growing, then that's a problem.
Yeah.
But I think that in a marriage you change and you grow at different times.
Yeah.
And I think that's a little jarring sometimes.
Inwardly and outwardly.
But I mean, like, I'm really, like, talking about the inward parts. Like, you could be growing and changing and your spouse is not.
Yeah. And I mean, they have to, that's where that communication comes in to be like, hey, I'm doing this. How do you feel about what I'm doing? Is that something you want to jump on? Not trying to ride nobody's bandwagon, but I mean, it's your spouse. Like, you should be on the bandwagon.
Yeah, I don't know if people always have the words to say that, though.
Yeah.
Like, some people, like, deliberately go on a path to
Better
growth and change and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes it just happens naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the hard part, when the other person's not changing
Not
and
about that.
growing. And because they may not like it.
Yeah.
They may be comfortable where y'all was at.
I mean, I'll say this. I mean, when I got weight loss surgery in 2018. You know that. They don't know that. I got weight loss surgery, but one of the things they used to talk about was that a lot of people do get divorced after the surgery, and because the person is eating different, and the person in the house
Like, I didn't sign up for this.
Exactly, they're still eating the same way. They're not making the necessary changes in their life, or they might have been the sexy one, and now you're losing all this weight, and you looking fine and fine about a minute.
You think he cute.
You think he a Mac.
Macaroni.
But for real, like that's
real.
goes to your point that the changes can cause friction if y'all ain't on the same page. And I mean, that's why it comes back to talking about it. Like, hey, I'm about to do this.
There's gonna be some changes. I mean, it's still hard even if you do have that, but I feel like it's like, I mean, sometimes when you be going to the gym and eating better, I be like, because I don't want to eat better and go to the gym, but you're doing these things that are making you better, and it's like, I want to be better too, but I'm just not at the same level as you right now.
Which is fine. I mean, because I had a conversation with myself saying that I wanted to be a role model in the household of, someone that's making the changes and being consistent with, something that we both struggled with, working out and being consistent with eating right and stuff like that. and y'all don't be making it easy.
Sorry.
You don't make it easy, but it is what it is. You know, it's willpower.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Listen, you be killing it, babe.
I'm still weak with the breads.
But I mean, like, it really is like, I think if you don't grow with each other, it's like, it's going to be a point in time where one person's going to be like, okay, well, I'm out of here. What do you think?
I mean, I feel like most people try to stick it through as long as they can, unless it becomes a serious hindrance.
Like, I feel like, I'm not talking about weight loss.
Well, what's the change that you think that would cause somebody to go that far to be like, you know what, like, I can understand like prayer, like if you're
therapy,
getting spiritually right.
Therapy, like facing demons that you've had, facing like family issues and family like unhealthy family behaviors or whatever you call it. But it's like when you start changing and growing and seeing things differently, the other person might not want to face their own stuff. So they may be looking at you like, why are you doing this?
We don't do that in my family.
We don't do that. But you be like, well, I'm trying to do that.
I'm trying, like, this is what I'm upon.
I mean, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when you're in a marriage for a long time, it's like you get used to what y'all do.
Yeah.
Whether it's being lazy together, whether it's not talking about issues, and now you're going to therapy and you want to talk about the issues.
Some things
you want a resolution. But the other person looking like,
I said sorry.
Like, that's it. Like, get over it like you always do.
We need to talk about this. I said sorry.
Like, I don't want to talk about it. But you be like, nah, we need to talk about it. That could really cause a lot of issues in a marriage.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the thing about change is that you really do have to do it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost. And have communication, like you said, like this is gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be changes. Like, you know, even when I went to school, like I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time. I've had little jobs here and there and stuff, but when I went to nail tech school, it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, we talked about that beforehand. Like, that I'm gonna need you to do more.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had
and that was weird in itself.
Yeah, that was a struggle
also
for you. Even though it was just a couple of days.
I mean, I supported you.
Definitely.
But the initial, like, hey, I'm doing this was like...
That means I gotta step up and do other things that I'm not used to doing.
You want me to what? Okay. I hope you do this all the way through.
That's what you was thinking?
I mean, it's just a thought that crosses your mind, you know. Because sometimes we start and stop stuff all the time, or that you put a bulk of time into something and then it doesn't lead into something else. So it's like, all right, we're making these arrangements and modifying our lives. Is this something that you're going to complete?
Yeah.
And actually apply to your life? I did have faith in you.
You only had faith in me.
I did have faith, but I still had to. I have to do my own planning for our family. You know, as a man, of like, okay, if this don't go through, what's next for us?
What does that have to do with you planning as a man?
Figuring out, like, what direction our family's going to go. Because you were talking about doing a bus, so I'm thinking about insurance, finding a bus to convert, and all that stuff.
I didn't know you would think about all that. That wasn't yours to think about.
These were things that you was talking about. If I'm supporting you, I got to figure out how to make that work.
No.
Yeah.
That was my business venture I was thinking about.
But I'm saying
Not
I didn't want it to hinder you being difficult for you trying to get that, having startup money to do whatever. I wanted to be able to support you in that way.
But that wasn't your burden to carry.
It wasn't a burden. It was just planning. Like, that's what men do. Like, you tell me you got an issue and you need something fixed, we gonna fix it. At least try to. So I was already talking to people and whatever. Diane was like, oh yeah, my cousin just got his hand fixed up. I was like, word. Another topic. What don't they tell you about marriage? that was a deep one that you did last time. So it's
That
like,
was deep.
like, where do you go from there?
They don't tell you that you could lose yourself in your marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like just being an us.
Yeah, like not having your friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you move away.
Yeah.
Like if you go to like the other person's
town
town
or
or whatever. Unless you're one of those people who just make friends wherever you go. I'm not that. I mean, I got people, but
We're both, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like, especially something new, you just get all into it.
you get into each other.
Yeah.
It's just like I want to be around you.
I like you.
I like you, but then you just like around all the time.
Right. It's
It's
like,
you think
who
you
else do I
gonna
hang out with?
be, you about to go to your mom's house for a little visit?
I think for me, I realized that I can't just go to you for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that when we started talking, we were friends, so we became best friends very quickly.
Yeah.
So you were a go-to person,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And then when you got married, it's like you were still, it was like still in that position of my go-to guy. But then I feel like when you're married, certain things you can't go to your husband for.
Yeah. Especially when you're having like issues within that you're trying to.
Yeah, like if you getting on my damn nerves, how am I go to my best friend Shadid and tell him like this nigga's getting on my nerves?
You can say, "Can I talk to my best friend?"
I think we tried that before. Like, can I talk to you like my best friend?
Sure, but Shadid is on the other line.
Talking to me too. Like it doesn't work the same way.
He said.
I think it's hard, and I realized like, okay, I need to lean on my friends.
Mm-hmm.
I need to have them. I need to go to them about certain things, and I feel like it's certain things that you can't help me with.
Mm-hmm.
You can't help me with.
I don't want to hear that, though.
I know you don't like to hear that. Like I feel like you would help me with anything you could help me with.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have issues about being a wife and a mom, you can't really give me the same advice that my wife, mom, friends are gonna give me.
That's very true.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
When I have issues with, something that's sensitive and, about family or whatever, that maybe it's like we clash on whatever it is. I can't go to you about that.
True.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I guess.
I know you don't like to hear that because we really are like here for each other for everything, but I feel like at one point it was unhealthy.
Yeah, it was.
That's a big thing, I think.
Yeah.
Not getting lost in the us.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk about that.
You gotta have a balance. You gotta have
Yeah.
a balance of like outside friendship life. It can't be too much where you don't see each other because you always chilling with Tanya.
No, I'm on here
And
on
call him.
Thursday. That's all him. But it's real, and I think a lot of my friends, I feel like they going through that same thing.
Mm.
And y'all dudes, y'all be on some other stuff when it comes to like hanging out and stuff. And maybe it's something.
What?
Like, I know all my friends, they be like, my husband, he needs to meet your husband, and they need to hang out because he don't be hanging out with nobody.
Bulls be working.
I know, but y'all
That's
be
what
having.
it comes down to.
I know, but y'all be off sometimes.
I mean, but that takes proper planning and stuff like that. Bulls be off.
Y'all know your days off
Some
every
bulls
week.
be off on a Tuesday. Other bulls got Saturday, Sunday off.
No,
Some
y'all
people
be
got
off.
Tuesday, Sunday. Like, who does that?
You
need
know
to
your
quit
days
that job.
off every week.
Mm-mm.
You could
But
explain
then-
something with taller than them.
I ain't got no friends named Taller.
He needs some friends named Taller, okay?
But the reality is like bulls just get caught up in work, that whole workflow, and then it's like work is over, it's family time.
Oh my gosh, that's a big one.